Regulator 500 here, and recently I got my vibe, and I was wondering how was I gonna service the regulator without having to buy something to open it up. And the only way to service the reg was is the only video on YouTube is from TechPB, from Mike, and he tells you to use some snap ring pliers to take that snap ring off. And I didn't want to spend $15 to clean my regulator, and so I found out another way in which you don't have to spend anything if you have this, which if you have any tools you might. All you need are some pliers, preferably needle nose pliers. And what I did here is that I put it to the perfect size, filled it up with silicone, and put these little things here so it wouldn't move. And what this does is that if you look there, it's got some cavities, like if you could put in a flathead screwdriver right in there and just pull it out. So what I did, because I didn't have that size of flathead screwdriver, and this had, it wasn't exactly flat, it was more like a radiused part, so you just stick it in there and then you just turn. Of course you're gonna need to torque it down the first time because it's really tight, but I mean, once you get there, the whole bottom part is coming out. The only thing that will not come out on this regulator will be the swivel. But you get down there, let me get this here, you put it down there. There's a spring. If you don't believe me that you can really get in there, there's a spring, there's a piston, and that's basically all you have to do, as Mike has said. But there's also one little thing up there, and that is this is not the size I need. All there is left in there is this little part that vents off the air. Like, this holds up to 200 psi. When it gets to 205 psi, it'll vent off. I'm going to show you how that part works. Just let me, okay, there it goes. That's the bottom part, that's the top part. And basically, it's just like the piston, just smaller. And what it does is, if the pressure is too much on the top, because as you can see in there, it's just got a hole and some holes on the side, but yeah, if the pressure is too much on the top, which is going up the air, and there's 200 psi up here, gets 205 psi, it's enough force to actually push this down, and the air will just flow through into that hole or somewhere around it, I believe. And then over here on the regulator, which I'm not taking off right now, is a little channel through the side, and the way it's being covered is by the rubber here, but it goes through there, then it gets to a part inside here, in which around here, this area, in which this part, these little cavities, will vent it out through the bottom. That's why it goes out through the bottom. And I had that question, how does it come out through the bottom if the part is on the top? There's your answer. If you didn't understand this and you want to know more, just send me a message. And now let's get back to putting it in. And now it goes in. You need to push this down because it's got spring tension. There we go. it is. Check on the other side if it's okay. It seems to be okay. And just take your piston, take your spring, put your spring on your piston, and then just put your piston right there. And I'm not going to really service this thing, I'm just showing you how to open it. If you really want to know how to service it, it's really easy though. Just watch Mike's video, Vibreg, and right now it's not catching the O-ring on the top, but so you can just go directly through the threads like this, holding the swivel. And if you don't really don't need this to actually screw it in. Once you get to the O-ring, just make sure you push that part and just keep torquing it down. I recommend using the pliers or whatever you're using to push it, torque it down. There we go. That's basically it. And also the swivel has O-rings, and you're not going to be able to access those O-rings if you don't take the snap ring off. My guess is just put a drop of gun oil in there and then just move it around so the oil gets into the O-rings, and that's basically it. But right there you just found yourself a way to open a vibe regulator without having to purchase any tools. Okay, so rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching my videos. Hope this helps.